Looks like Moistened Wad just missed the countdown, or Josh did, whatever. Regardless, everyone's getting started here, and not too much of a difference, fortunately. Shoutouts to the ghetto webcam feeds. It is not
Yeah,
the thing to capture a DS. It requires a hardware mod or kind of a thing that we've banned because
yeah.
it messes with the
Load, yeah,
yeah
MTR.
with the 3DS's function. You can also play it on Wii U Virtual Console if you're one of the 5 or 6 people who actually has a Wii U. Um, but anyway, first stage is pretty simple.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
just a
your
matter of
run-of-the-mill Mario level. But with RNG manipulation, you have to pay attention to the triple jumps and the double jumps that these runners are doing, because that actually manipulates the RNG. So,
yeah.
depending on the RNG that these runners go for, they'll have to do different 1-1s. We can see Pain Pit, I think he might be getting it.
And a bunch of nice uh, triple jumps there at the right point to skip the retro stairs at the end. That's easily the trickiest thing in the level, besides not ruining your RNG manipulation.
Yeah.
So here in 1-2, we see TGR Josh getting the shell, and looks like no one else did. So we're going to have 3 Mushroom
Ooh.
House visits in this race.
Yeah, that gives Josh a nice comfortable 10-15 seconds in the lead.
Now, it was very possible, even without the manipulation, that one or more people could have gotten the blue shell, but it is not horribly likely. The block has to go in the correct direction, and then it has to give you the right content results.
So you'll see Josh, well, you would have seen Josh sort of jumping in and out of the shell. That's because when you're inside the shell, we refer to the state as morphed. You actually move around like two. I don't remember the percentage, but you move slightly slower inside the shell than you would outside of the shell. So runners will try to optimize the amount of time that they spend outside of the shell by letting go of B, or trying to get a 2-frame window double jump.
And Josh, you see, got a fire flower from the block there.
Ooh.
That's kind of a nice backup since it was there, but perhaps more importantly, he kept it from getting in his way as he went up this climb here. If the block is there and you don't stop it, it can be a little annoying to deal with because it likes to be right in the spot where you'd want to jump from when you would be jumping up to go through that next section, which is a little bit tight if you want to get the cycle that they're getting here. And everyone getting the alternate exit here because that takes you to the cannon, which is going to take them to World 5.
And I'm not sure if you noticed, Moistened Wa actually went for Task Cycle, got it. Which is quite precise. It requires a very precise first few jumps at the beginning of the level.
Yeah, and if you miss it, you probably are just going to die. So
Yeah, with the third jump, it's in between two blocks that come together. So, if that happens, if you miss the jump, then you actually get crushed. So, if you have the shell in that position, that is essentially the run over. I'm not sure if we resynced earlier, but from what I can see, Josh is in the lead, slightly. Then it's Wa, both now entering 5-1. You can see what I was talking about earlier, the with Josh sort of just hopping in and out of the shell.
yeah, it's not a huge difference between speeds, but every little bit counts, and it'll definitely save a good few seconds over the course of the run if you do this well. It is a little bit awkward with the D-pad and can be a little bit hard on your thumbs, but this is fortunately not a super long run. So even though most of it is going to be done with the shell, and there's going to be a lot of shell jumping, it's at least not as hard on your thumbs as it could be.
Pain Pit getting stuck in the snow there. That's probably one of the most annoying things about this, about 5-1. But as for Yipli, Wa, and Josh, things seems to be things seem to be quite close. Josh still in the lead here, thanks to that lucky RNG. Well, RNG manipulation, successful RNG manipulation. This level does have a couple tight jumps, and yeah, there's not really that much to say about this level either. Take the secret exit here.
Yeah, the only other thing is that they do want to maintain their shell. It is possible to get another shell later, and you can also just do shell-less strats for a fair amount of the rest of the run, but the shell is going to be useful in a later water stage in particular. There are also a couple other little tricks that you might see them go for, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Now, I'm interested to see what the runners are going to be doing in this level, because if you're not aware, the timer in the top right, if the last two digits of the timer match, so example 266, then you get fireworks. So in some of the levels, you'll see the runners kind of slow down just to avoid fireworks. But in some levels, there are some times where you just can barely skip the fireworks, and I think Wa's got fireworks, so that's going to lose him some time. So what he was going for there, is what Yipley just got, 267.
Nice.
Which saves not that much time, but is nice to go for. Now we're entering the ghost house. Earlier this year, or not this year, last year, a runner of New Super Mario Bros. 2 and a runner of loads of DS games massively saved he saved quite a lot of time through some individual level grinding, and that has managed to shave off a couple of seconds in a run.
Nice little technique there by Moistendois. You saw Josh go for it a little bit earlier and just missed it. What he did there was he hit the block to trigger the vine, then immediately ground pounded to get back on the hidden block that he had just triggered before.
So I think Josh is still in the lead. Yipley and Wa are practically tied right now, which is interesting.
And in just a moment, we'll have everyone on the elevator at the same time.
Oh, just barely.
Yeah, just barely.
So again, this is a secret exit into the cannon. Yeah, the cannon in World 5. Which will lead us to World 8, the final world in this speed game.
And World 8 is where, honestly, most runs die. This is where a lot of the, you can expect things to kind of differentiate a little bit. So not only is there a lot of difficult tech in World 8, but there's also the bridge. That will become important later on. There are also a couple really difficult tricks that can save a reasonable amount of time if any of the runners go for them.
So this race still remains relatively close together. Like Joshua and Yipley are nearly tied, and Pit are just following behind there.
Yeah, it's still close. Okay, looks like Yipley lost his shell. Again, that is not the end of the world. It just means that there are a couple tricks he won't be able to go for, and unless he gets another shell, he will lose some time in the water level. But
yeah, the reason you lose time in this for not having the shell in the water levels is because in this shell, while you have the shell power up, you move significantly faster through water. And that can save, especially in the next water level, not 8-2. That will save quite a decent chunk of time. I'm thinking like nearly 30 seconds.
So let's see if either of them go for the 8-2 jump here. If they do, it is a frame-perfect unmorph jump. Looks like neither of them is going for it. It is one of the more difficult tricks in the game, as you can imagine.
Honestly, one of the hardest tricks in the game. Because the way that jump works, the fast 8-2 unmorph jump, it's because when you have to jump exactly when your Y velocity, so you're not moving up or down, your velocity has to be exactly 0. And quite obviously, the window for that is insanely small. You have to let go of jump and... No, you have to press jump and let go of B, I think. I don't remember the
Yeah.
inputs, but it's insanely precise. I had somewhat of a groove with it, and then I just kind of lost it because it is such a hard trick to end up going for.
Yeah, and it's complicated by the fact that you need to be in a shell state going to the right, which means you have to turn around on those barrels, and so that's just another nice little thing beyond the unmorph jump just being hard in and of itself. Anyway,
While going
in this
for
level,
the,
there's
strike.
another nice little bit of shell tech that you might see them. And while losing his shell as well. So that gives Josh a good advantage, especially if he's able to do this little bit of wall jump tech. Now, there's a little bit of there's a wall jump there where he would have been able to potentially morph in there and go through the. Oh man, and he just lost his shell too. But he would have been able to go under those spikes with the shell dash instead. So PETA actually has a chance to make up a little bit of time here if he's able to get that. He will also, if he keeps his shell, be able to make up a little bit of time in the next level, which is the aforementioned water level. And the last thing I guess I should mention is that Yipley is going to at least be able to make back a little bit of the time on the Bowser fight or Bowser Jr. fight, just because he has the Fire Flower, which allows him to get a lot of really quick damage in.
Shoutouts to Andre, a Japanese runner of this game, who massively helped with this level. Cycle skip beforehand, that little trick that Alec was describing earlier, where you slide underneath the blocks. That was an insanely precise trick as well, because we used to think that you had to let go of down a very specific window. I think it was like 2 or 3 frames. But we found out that you can just literally just hold down to slow down slightly. That was discovered by Andre, and that trick now saves like a good 5 seconds, I think, because it allows you for a better cycle.
Yeah, and you can see here the swimming speed is kind of slow, but if they get these jets, they are able to maintain a fair amount of speed. And there is actually a speed cap in the water here, so when they're above a certain speed, they are going to be not pressing anything on the D-pad, so that the game slows them down to the speed cap slower. And that is a pretty decent time saving, actually, because otherwise the speed cap will slow you down quite rapidly. So it takes what would probably be like more than a 20-second loss and gets it under 20 seconds. So that minor little bit of tech is quite useful. Especially, it's often used in the warpless run just in general.
I did not notice that Pain Pitter, I think, has lost shell. Like, it's hard to see with the webcam.
It is hard to like. I honestly don't know, but yeah, he did lose it. Okay, there's your Fire Mario there.
Right, so this is going to be quite interesting. From now on, the routes kind of differ, because there's in the newer route that most runners go for, we lose the shell at the end of 8-3, because like I said earlier, when you're inside, the shell slightly is slower, because when you're inside that shell, you move kind of slower. So runners kind of moved onto what we now call fire route, where we get rid of the shell and then just traverse through the levels as normal Mario. Because as normal Mario, you move at the normal speed, which the shell moves kind of slower than.
And you saw them all ducking on the platforms. That's to prevent the game from stopping them. There's a bit of wonky coding that often causes you to just randomly stop when you land on these platforms, and that can be very bad because not only does it stop you, but if it stops you in the wrong place and you're expecting to be able to jump with full momentum, you can just do this wimpy little hop into the gap between the next platform that you want to land on and the one you just jumped off of, and that is obviously not a good thing to have happen. If you do the other route where you keep the shell, then it's not something you have to worry about, because being in the shell dash state kind of does the same thing.
Yeah, you do not. You can't pixel stop while you. Yeah, we refer to it as a pixel stop. There's lots of weird like instances where you just stop. One of the most annoying ones is where you land on the specific pixel, the specific corner pixel, where the two sides of a texture meet up. You completely stop if you land on that for some reason, which is a bit of dodgy coding, yeah. So, Wah currently in the lead. Josh just somewhat following behind. So this bridge is going to play quite a large role in the RNG aspect of the game because on the overworld map there's these red blocks and Hammer Bro that when they're feeling not nice they can just cross. They can cross the bridge, which and the animation for that takes around 3 seconds. And sometimes if you're unlucky, a red block or a Hammer Bro can just keep on crossing the bridge. And we've actually had some runners, in particular Moisen Wah, who's actually lost quite a few runs to RNG, literally, from the block or the Hammer Bro just crossing the bridge constantly.
Yeah, and PETA did take a death early on in his first attempt at Bowser's Castle. That wasn't that big of a time loss because, like I said, it was right at the start, and he was able to just enter right back in and get through the level. But this gauntlet here of levels between Bowser's Castle and the Tower 2 is where a lot of the most interesting gameplay comes in. Like you'll see in this ascending volcano level, there's a lot of little minor tech that saves small amounts of time and makes the stage, which is not that easy to optimize to begin with, even trickier.
8-6 is another example of a level where you can skip fireworks. Wah wasn't able to do it. We might see Yipley be able to get 367 on the timer, which will skip fireworks. Ooh, and some interesting tech is coming up now with Josh entering 8-7 called Fire Hops, where there's a very small window where if you fire a fireball just before you jump, oh, Josh not going for it. If you fire a fireball just before you jump, then you skip that little like climbing animation that's slightly slower while getting it, which is great.
Nice. Yeah, it is just using the animation basically of the fireball to maintain your speed. So it's a relatively precise timing, and if you maintain your speed, it can be also a little bit tricky to not just fly off the edge. So it's tricky to get, and then you kind of have to be able to react to whether you get it or not, too.
Right, things are getting interesting. Josh back in the lead. And now 8-8. Oh, I think Josh got the Hammer Bro off to the left side of the world. Oh, okay. I thought Wah was in the lead there.
Also, the invincibility, when you're on the ground, you run faster. So they're trying to stay on the ground as much as possible while they have it. And that is a little bit tricky at the end of 8-7.
So both runners in this level got quite lucky with the Meteor RNG. In lots of cases, the meteors in that you can see in 8-8 and Yipley's about to enter the level now, they can just completely screw you over and block your path, and then you end up losing the Fire Flower ability. And lots of runs have been lost to that. Oh, Josh with the swag right there.
And Yipley actually almost losing his star to RNG. If you get the block and then before the star actually starts coming out, it gets destroyed, then it will not appear. Meanwhile, you can see Wah going for a skip here. He's going to trigger the halfway point much faster than the Block Snake would reach it, die intentionally, and then re-enter the level.
Josh and Wah nearly tied.
And that's a nice little time save there. Meanwhile, Yipley now dealing with, or about to deal with that same skip, and PETA entering the RNG level. Yipley has a good setup. One of the tricky things there is actually making sure you jump high enough to hit the checkpoint. So if you don't hit that, it just feels really bad.
Okay, so we might see some interesting swag in this level.
And yeah, PETA actually slowing down in order to get the star. He had a bunch of rocks falling right around where the hidden invincibility block is.
So, as this is an auto-scroller, we'll just see some, like, general dilly-dallying inside the levels here. I can't tell. I think Wa is slightly in the lead by, like, a single second. It's really interesting to see the race come down to this close.
Yeah, it's like a second or maybe even a little bit less.
Right. At this point, it's literally just pelting Bowser Jr. with fireballs. Marshall getting a 384 on the timer. So he'll be making up some slight time over Josh, who got a 383. And now we're heading into the final level of the game. This has some of the hardest movement in the entire run.
And if you mess it up, there's a good chance you'll take damage. So that makes it additionally challenging. And then right at the end, there's a nice little quick kill strat, which can save even more time. So this final level definitely takes its share of runs as well.
So in this, in the next room I was about to go to, ooh, getting an unlucky pixel stop on the button right there. You'll see these screens slightly scroll forward. That's just to, you see those fire bars right there, or the flamethrowers, yeah. It's to make a cycle, I guess, with that, because if you don't scroll the screen forward, then the fire bars load later, and it's more likely that you'll get hit. Now you'll see some damage boost strats. I'm wondering if these guys are going to play it safe. Oh, both of them are taking the hard strat. This next stream is brutal.
Yeah, you can get here, get through here without damage, but it's tricky. It's possible to do it even as large Mario, but that's even harder because you saw that little gap that they had to fit through between the thwomp and the wall, and that's not easy to do.
Whoa, my computer nearly just fell asleep. Right, okay. The difference between Wa and Josh was accentuated by a trick called, we call top button. It's where you jump on top of the button, but there's a very small like window to actually make it through. I'm not sure if Josh got it or not, but a very close race this is. And we're just heading into the final room with Wa.
And this Bowser fight, if you do it just right with the right amount of momentum and the right timing, you can bounce off of Bowser Jr. over Bowser himself and jump right on the button. It is one of the more precise and difficult tricks in the run. So
Just getting in
nice. Wa getting
GG.
it. Josh
getting it, and we're about to see Yipley head into the final level. And I think that's nearly our time up. I'm gonna leave as soon as Yipley gets it. So thanks for keeping up with us. Again, Pain Pitter just making his way through the A-C as well. Not that far behind. And Yipley's got it.
Yep, 3 for 3 so far.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. We're out.
And I'll see you later for Do Super Luigi U.
Oh boy.
That's not good.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is M228, and today I am joined by.
Diamond Cafe.
All right, and this is New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This is the second game in the series. This is actually the first time in 18 years where a 2D Mario game has been released on a home console. With the previous home console 2D Mario game being Super Mario World. This game offers a lot of stuff now this time around. The first main difference, as you can see, this is on a Wii, not a DS, so there's no bottom screen to reserve your item on the inside of a level. Maintaining your power up is more precise in this game. As you can see right here, we have Fade Vanity, the world record holder. We have U Video Games, Timba, and then after Pain Pita is done with New Super Mario Bros. Will be Sir Kibble. Diamond, what can you tell us about New Super Mario Bros. Wii?
Well, one very, very major difference is that it uses motion control. So sometimes motion controls are inaccurate, so if you see them like randomly spin or something, that's
unlike most Wii games, Timba lost Propeller right away.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't know what he's gonna do. Propeller actually loses a lot of time if you lose it early. Because that means that you cannot do some fast strats later on.
Newer runners typically try to keep it past 5 Fortress because that's where it saves the most time. Well,
yeah,
technically,
it saves a lot of time in Roll 5
after it, but we'll cover that when we get there.
So that's the main power-up in this game, the propeller suit. The propeller suit allows you to just fly upwards, so it makes vertical climbing very easy in this game. They're going to try and keep it for throughout most of the run. As you can see right here, propeller. Normally in this third level right here, you need Yoshi, but with the propeller suit, you don't. You can just skip that altogether. So it looks like Timba is going back to 1-1 to get a propeller suit back. Meanwhile, Pita just finished New Super Mario Bros. Good job on him. And then now Sir Kibble is not too far behind. There's still New Super Mario Bros. Wii is a very punishing game. So there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. Yeah. So this is still anybody's race as we're going through this game. All right. So Toad says that all the Goombas have kidnapped all the Toads. We don't care.
Yeah, screw Toad.
Alright, so just like New Super Mario Bros, we have the cannon levels. The cannon levels are gonna take them straight to World 5. So now they're already more than halfway done with the game.
Worlds. Okay, nobody died to the first Goomba. That's good.
Yeah, that's a tough enemy to get past right away. Yeah, so it looks like Timba has played through 1-3 safely. I don't blame him, considering with what just happened to him in 1-2. All right, so what Fade just did right there is actually a manipulation to ensure that he gets a star here in 5-1, and that's so he can get through this first section easier
and faster.
Yeah, and in New Super Mario, and unlike New Super Mario Bros., where the star only speeds you up if you're on the ground, this one just speeds you up. It looks like Uvideo is playing this swim safe. Getting past that part is very hard, and you lost Repeller at the very end.
That's really unfortunate.
So we'll see what he's going to do.
5-1 is a really hard level to do.
Yeah, World 5 is a very punishing world. It features two of the hardest tricks two of some of the hardest tricks in this run already.
Yeah, and it's only like 10 minutes in.
Yeah. Alright, so this piranha plant right here, it is you can skip this piranha plant fight, but it's not faster to do so. You can just run to the piranha plant and die. But it's not. Ooh, he lost Repeller.
There is a backup in 5-3, so I'm guessing that he's going to go for that.
Yeah, hopefully.
So
yeah, I can imagine that Uvids and Fade are both going to do 5-3 just to get their Repeller back.
Yeah, and so we're probably going to see the top two runners do 5-2. I'm guessing. I don't know if they do.
It depends. Ooh, Fade with a death. Uh-oh. So that's going to pull Uvids in the lead right there.
If he doesn't mess this up.
Yeah. Okay.
There's always that
taking
possibility.
A damage boost through the Bramble. Not a problem. If he gets a Repeller anyway, then it's not going to matter. Oh, but he gets a star instead. Okay, so he's going to be losing a lot of time in the next level.
Unless he decided to die.
Oh, okay, so he's opting for the death. Okay, so now that's Team Toadette in the lead again. Meanwhile, this is going to give Team Bowsette and Team Big Boys a chance. So as you can see, Fade just got the guy's Repeller back.
Let's see if he can keep it.
So now he will.
Okay.
Now he just has to makes it through the rest. He just has to make it to the rest of the level, but he takes another death. Yeah, 5-3 is a very hard level, and it's you know, in a race setting like this, it's extremely risky.
Stressful.
I believe it saves 4 seconds over doing 5-2.
It's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, something like that. But you have to do 5-3 really well in order to make it worth it.
And it really only saves time because 5-2 has 2 pipe loading screens, and it's a little bit slow.
Yeah, ooh, that was very close on Team Deluxe Dudes right there.
Yeah.
Alright, and it looks like Timba's gonna do 5-3. Just to get that 4-second advantage. Fade losing Repeller again.
Wow.
So, based on the looks of this, I can imagine he's gonna play it out, play the rest of the level out.
Yeah.
That does mean he's not going to be going for a trick that saves about 1.5 minutes later on in World 5.
Or if...
Uh-oh. Oh.
The jump input probably did.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, even for top runners, like even runners of his caliber, it's this run is very difficult.
Yeah. Especially once you start adding in all the top level strats.
Oh yeah. So meanwhile, Uvids is on 5-Tower. This level saves a lot of time with Repeller. There is a strat called the 5-5-6, which he's not going for. Obviously, it just basically means he goes through this tower absolutely perfectly, but it's very hard.
Perfectly.
Yeah,
Ooh,
but he loses Repeller there.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
This could give Team Big Boys and Bowsette a chance to catch up.
On the other hand, Timba just took a death in 5-3. So it's giving Big Boys a chance to catch up here.
5-3 is a very punishing level to die on.
So we'll see what Sir Kibble does for whether he's going to do 5-2 or 5-3. Timba taking another hit.
Ooh.
Looks like Fade's going back to 1-1 to get his Repeller back.
Not a bad idea.
Meanwhile, Video's fighting Iggy Koopa. Iggy Koopa's not that hard as long as you fight him exactly the same.
The only problem is that if you try to optimize it too much, you can go early.
Yeah. So there we go. So unfortunately, we'll see what Video does. If he decides to play out this next level, then not a bad idea.
If he does decide to go back to 1-1 or do 5-3 again, he's going to have to do the skip first try optimally to save any time.
Okay, Uvid's running into the Promptlet again. The thing about running into any overworld enemies is that you always get 3 mushrooms, so that is a nice safety net. But at the same time, yeah, you are losing about like 20 seconds or so.
Sir Kibble is doing 5-2.
Yeah, so 5-2 right here, as you can see, it's a much safer level. You don't have to deal with the Bramballs. The Bramballs have terrible hitboxes, so trying to get past them is a pain.
Well, both the Wigglers and the Brambles have terrible hitboxes. It's just the Wiggler hitboxes.
Well, the Wigglers are more lenient, so
yeah,
with their hitbox,
like
but Bramballs just make no sense.
Where it looks like it should be. Let's see if Fade goes for 5-6 here.
So it looks like Uvids is going back to 1-1 to get his propeller back. On the other hand, you can see right here on Team Bowsette that this tower is very slow without propeller. This is actually going to give Team Big Boys a chance to catch up a lot.
Yeah.
Since he was the only. Oh no! Okay, so yeah. So this tower is so this. All 4 runners just showed off how difficult 5- tower is.
Yeah.
If you lose propeller obviously, of course, in a PB attempt, this would be run over.
It would have been run over a while ago.
So yeah, this shows that World 5 is probably the hardest world in the run.
Other than like, if nerves weren't a factor at all, World 5 would definitely be the hardest.
Yeah, and it's like it's in the middle of the run too.
Mm-hmm. But really, the only thing that makes World 8 harder is the fact that if you're on PV pace, you're nervous.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Timba taking a death to Iggy Koopa.
That is really
I don't know if he got the checkpoint or not.
He did not.
He did not. Oh. So unfortunately that is a big time loss here, because now he has to climb the whole tower again. On the other hand, here coming up is 5-4 skip. You want to talk about this?
So basically, for 5-4 skip here. Oh. Yeah, it's a very hard skip. Pretty much what we do is for the first section, we do some wall jumps, and then we just play really well for the first part. And then in the second part of the level, there's this platform that the enemies fall off that we jump up onto. So it looks very cool if done optimally.
Obviously, as Uvid's displayed there, it is not a very easy trick, and as you can see, Fade just got it, so that just made up a minute over Deluxe Dudes. Because as you can see, the punishment for failing 5-4 skip is like you have to get it first try, otherwise, if you fail it and die, then this is what happens. You have to ride the whole moat throughout the whole level.
Unless you save beforehand.
Oh yeah, you can also do that. But obviously, since Uvid's went to get his propeller back after 5- tower and didn't save beforehand, that's
either way he'd have to go get it back.
Yeah. So the gimmick of 5-4 is that, as you can see, you're riding this huge moat across this poisoned water. There's like a bunch of enemies dropping onto the moat. If there's 5 entities on the moat, then it just stops moving. It just stops moving. So enemies count, coins count, and power-ups count. So it looks like Fade took an intentional death there because he died. So that's the one thing about World 5. So the World 5, there's these vines right here. The vine, as long as you don't die at all, the vine, you know exactly where the vines are going to be at. But because Fade had a few deaths in World 5, he didn't know where the vines were, so it threw him off cycle with the vines.
I believe he can die either 1 or 3 times. And the vines will be on cycle.
Yeah, so in other categories where you have to do like all of World 5, it makes routing out World 5 very punishing if you die.
Well, in the canonless category, we do force a death because the vines block us.
Yeah. So, Team Big Boys and Bowsette both don't have Propeller coming into 5-4. So we'll see what... Well, Kibble is opting to do 5-4 normally. And same with Bowsette. And it looks like Uvid is going to take an intentional death here in 5-4. Because because the vines are blocking the Ghost House. And you need to do the Ghost House in order to get the cannon level.
Speaking of the cannon level, we have Fade entering World 8.
Yep. So 8-1 is a mess in PB attempts because these falling meteors are basically random.
Yeah, they're all RNG.
Yeah.
If you do the optimal movement, they can only interfere.
Oh, okay. So that right there was not his fault. The meteors were at a very bad spot where he could not avoid that Buzzy Beetle easily at all. So there was not much that you could have done right there. So that's basically 8-1 in a nutshell. Ooh. Okay, glad that he caught that right there. Otherwise, that would have been really bad. So unfortunately, because he's small, he will not be able to do damage boosting. There are some damage boost strats in this level that speeds up the second half.
If you got the checkpoint and then the fire flower.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's going to do that?
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do. Meanwhile, meanwhile, Timba got through 5-4 just fine. Uvid's just made it to World 8, so he'll be catching up to Fade soon. So here's the damage boost right here. You have barely enough room to get past that lava pillar right there. Your movement has to be really good, otherwise you will die.
It's a very tight jump to get over the messed up hitbox. Pretty much everything about this game has a bad hitbox.
So yeah, optimally in a PB attempt, this is where you would keep your propeller suits.
Until we damage boost and then lose it.
Yeah, so we'll see what RNG pattern all the rest of the players get. Looks like Kibble has a pretty nice. Ooh, that's a little interesting. Oh, so that's
very unfortunate death from new video there.
8-2 on the other hand, it's a pretty fast level. The whole level is a lot easier if you're small. At the same time, kind of risky because the enemies come at you really fast in this level. Okay, nice. That's a very scary jump to make.
Well, Not really. If you know what you're doing, the jump looks scary, but you know you're gonna make it.
Okay, nice. Uvid's got past the hard part of 8-1. Okay, good. Shoutouts to Stash. In last year's relay, he made it through the whole 8-1 and then fell down at the last part of the level, which made him have to...
Also, shoutouts to 424 on Fades. That is very hard to do.
Okay, nice. Kibbles through. And then Timbo will be making his way to... will be making his way into 8-1. Alright, so this is the most hype level in the run, the 8-7. You have to ride this bony roller coaster throughout the whole level.
I think it's called a bone coaster.
Bone coaster?
I don't know, that's what I have always referred to it as.
That sounds about right. But yeah, you have to ride this whole roller coaster throughout the whole level. There are ways to speed it up a little bit. They're kind of dangerous.
I think you can save like 7 in-game seconds.
Something like that. Timbo took a death in 8-1. I didn't see where, but 8-1, sometimes it's just not your fault if you die in 8-1.
Unfortunately, especially if you don't have propeller, because there's like not as consistent strats without it.
Yeah, the meteor hit him as he was jumping over that pillar. So you saw in 8-4, in 8-2, the runners skip getting this checkpoint, and that's to make this last room right here on a Kibble screen a little bit easier to go through.
It also makes it a little bit faster because you don't hit your head and then fall onto the backwards moving platforms.
Yeah, Timbo's playing it safe there.
Good choice.
Okay, now he's going for the damage boost.
He did not get the trophy.
He is going for... Okay, he's playing it safe on this last part. I don't blame him. It's very... It's very tight to get to that last part.
Well, he didn't even get the double jump, actually. So now we have Fade moving on to 8 Airship. This is where we're going to see him get Propeller back. And if he can keep Propeller, there's also a glitch known as Boundless at the end of the level.
Yeah, we'll explain that when we get there.
Yeah.
But, well, we'll see if he goes for it, though. I imagine he will.
I'm assuming he will. There's a few different strategies that you can do for it, and one doesn't lose any time at all.
Yeah, so here he gets his propeller back. In the airship, there's a few risky parts here that if you mess any of them up, you could die. But we'll see what happens.
The airship skips. Really, there's only like two that can kill you if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. So it looks like Team Toadette has a pretty comfortable lead, but there's still a lot that can go on in the rest of the games. So it is still anybody's game for sure.
It's way too early to tell.
Yeah. It's really close between Deluxe Dudes and Big Boys, and Bowsette still has room to catch up in later on.
So I guess I'm going to start explaining Boundless now. Basically, what you do is, if you can get up on top of the clown car, you can ground pound and sort of squeeze on top of the clown car hitbox to hit Bowser Jr. The reason why this is possible is because they most likely just copy pasted his what's the word I'm looking for? Like just his data from the other 2 fights. Ooh. Okay, so
yeah. So as you can see right here, it's yeah. So
it is a very tight trick.
It's it's dumb.
So he went for the most consistent, the currently most consistent known strat. That does actually lose time if you miss. There is one way where you hit him with the first bomb, and then there's a bunch more precise inputs than just the 2 that we do with the strat he went for.
Yeah, you didn't get Bombus at all, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately, it is it is like one of the most complicated tricks. We don't fully understand why, how to get it. So it's like, and especially since it is the second to last level in the run, it's just unfortunate that you lose that you just lose PB pace
or world record pace.
Yeah, or even world record just because you don't get bombless.
I mean, most likely it's going to be world record or top 5 pace that you're losing because it's not worth it to go.
And bombless is that significant that you need to do bombless in order to get a optimized time.
Yeah, you can. It saves, depending on the strat, like 15 to 25 seconds.
Yeah, and that's with single bombless, right?
I believe that's, well, it can. I don't know. It saves a.
Like, because with double bombless, it saves a lot of time, but double bombless is a lot harder to go for.
Especially because we don't know anything about the second hit yet.
Yeah. But meanwhile, Fade is on the last level here. This level is very long, but it's
very long and complicated.
Yeah. All right, so as you can see, Uvid's on Team Deluxe dudes. He didn't go for bombless right here, so he just made up time for not going for it. If you don't go for it, it saves time then going for it and failing it. So he just made up some time over Fade.
Not that much though.
And it looks like Kibble as well.
Okay, Fade did not go for the pipe early.
Yeah, if you time it too earlier, you will fall in the lava. So,
and then too late.
I don't blame it. Okay, so the fireball patterns right here, I believe, are random.
They are random.
Yeah. Oh, lost repeller. That's okay. You can get it back.
Yeah, but it does lose time and it puts the cycles off. Oh,
Uvid's taking a death in the final level.
This could put Big Boys in second.
Okay, Timba's not going for the big jump near the. Yeah, it's very tough.
It's not really that it's tough. It's just it requires a lot of practice.
And he's not going for the other big jump either. What's this? That was Imposter Peach the whole time?
What?
What?
I never would have guessed that.
Coming.
What a plot twist.
I mean, surely this game is not that easy, right?
Nope.
Alright, so, what you're seeing Fade do here, these are, he's doing these jumps to manipulate where Bowser's fireballs are going to be at, so that way he can make this escape sequence as fast as possible.
personally, I feel that it's easier to do it optimally than it is to do it casually. Because casually, you're most likely going to have the fireball destroy the floor.
Oh! Okay, so he's still in the lead, but that does give the other teams a lot of time to catch up.
That is very unfortunate.
Yeah. So he missed the that block. He was trying to ground pound that block to get his propeller back. Oh my gosh, Deluxeus is barely behind. Getting the Fire Flower there as a safety net. So there is a propellerless strat for Bowser, and we'll see if he goes for it. Okay, it doesn't look like he's going for it. It's kind of random whether or not you get it on if you don't have a propeller, because Bowser can move either left or right, and if he moves to the right as you're jumping over him, you cannot make it over him. Okay, so yeah, so the best thing to do is just wait for him to do that high jump, and then he hits the switch.
Or fire kill him.
Yeah, which Uvids was trying to do, but okay, he still made it. Okay, good. Man, this is so close between. Oh my, it's so close between the first three teams now.
3 teams. With Timba not that far behind.
Yeah, and Timba is just entering the Bowser's castle. Missed that triple jump, but
oh man,
and missed propeller. Again, it's not a huge deal if you lose propeller in this final level because you can get it back in the escape sequence. It does mean that the Bowser fight's going to be a little bit slower.
Is Fade gonna do this low percent? Because it doesn't seem like he's
he does not have a mushroom.
There's 2 backup mushrooms in the fight.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like he's going for it. Alright, so he's just gonna do the rest of this as small. It's a little bit... I mean, it's not that bad.
In some sections it's easier, but it's also harder and a little bit slower. Because, like...
Oh my gosh! Okay.
This is really hype.
This is kind of scary. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat right here, and he hits it. Okay, so that is yeah, that was very good. It looks like Uvids is doing the same thing. Small Mario, Bowser Escape, and that is time for Fade, and Etiquette's joining in after him. And Uvids is also done. So next up is J-Dude, the world record holder. So stay tuned. NSMB2 has a lot of really talented runners of that game. So with that, I believe that is it for us. So next up, Latchers and Uvids are going to come in to show you the ways of New Super Mario Bros. 2. So thanks for having us.
Yeah. And take it away.
Well, this is New Super Mario Bros. 2. I'm just currently waiting on my co-commentator UVideo, who just completed his run of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So to begin with, New Super Mario Bros. 2. It's the second New Super Mario Bros. Game to be released on the Nintendo DS. About 6 years after the original was. And what's cool about this run is it's the only run it's the only New Super Mario Bros. Run in which the first half of the game is played with Small Mario or Fireflower Mario, and then the second half is played with the Tanuki Leaf. The Tanuki Leaf is going to be abused a lot in the latter half of the run, especially World 6. And basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to build up a P-meter, and with that P-meter you can move vertically. Technically you can grab the leaf earlier on in the run, however it does not save any time. It actually loses time to grab the leaf earlier on, and we'll see why later. So right at the end of 1-2 here, we'll see. Okay, so Eda didn't hit it, but there's a string of triple jump you can do that saves about 0.2 seconds at the end there. Another thing I didn't touch on actually with New Super Mario Bros. 2 is you have to grab 2,000 on the clock. Not 2,000. 2,000 on the flagpole for every level that has a flagpole, because it's a few frames faster than grabbing 4,000, 1,000, and whatnot. So I can hear U-Video is about to join, so we'll have a proper New Super Mario Bros. 2 runner in the commentary now. So again, your first 3 levels of the run are pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy levels. Coming up to 1 tower is our first vertical level. Not much really to explain. You just got to kind of string a bunch of jumps and A presses to climb this tower as fast as possible. There's a cycle that I think J-Dude will definitely go for. I don't know if Etiquette will go for it, but you can get a 488 in the door. Sorry. So Ed is not going for it. He's going for a safer option, which is respectable. Just because messing up the cycle messing up the strat can mess up the cycle. And welcome U-Video.
All right, I'm here.
I've just been explaining the leaf and 1 tower. So Eda did all right. I didn't see what J-Dude did actually.
J-Dude, that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what you've already covered.
I've just basically covered the leaf and the fact that the first half of the game is done with Small Mario.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I should probably introduce myself. I'm U-Video. U-Video Games. I just ran NSMB Wii, had the worst run I've ever had of the game. And,
funny thing is, you didn't even finish far behind Fade.
I didn't.
This race is super close.
What was happening at the end?
This race
I think he died.
In World 5, everyone had like shambles, and then Fade was ahead by a minute because he got 5-4 skip, and then died trying to do the get the propeller from the box. Like he overshot the ground pound. So I should mention actually, here we see in like the World 1 canon, we're collecting the red coins because this gives us a golden flower, which we'll use in M2, which is an auto scroller, and we'll explain why later.
Yeah. I'm gonna end up saving that flower for 6 Castle later on, or if they're just gonna all use it in M2.
Hopefully.
But we'll probably see at least J-Dude go for some strat round where you use gold flowers, so that'll be interesting to see who goes for that.
It seems Deathward doesn't actually have his stream up.
Really? Oh no.
I think he might be streaming on YouTube or something.
Oh no. We'll have to figure that out. But in the meantime, you might notice the runners grabbed a star, just like any other NSMB game. The star increases your speed, and unlike the original, you can jump as much as you want with the star. You don't slow down, so that's kind of nice. And I don't know if we met. This is the only NSMB game where the cannons are actually levels, which I think is cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool gameplay feature, and actually, I should touch on every cannon's red coins will always give you a flower.
Yeah, that might end up becoming important later. Actually, speaking of gold flowers,
he's added deploying
so
his.
You'll hear it in, here in M2. So that's gonna come in handy at the end. I don't know. Did you already explain why?
No, actually.
Gold flower is useful. Do you want me to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, I'll let you explain that.
So you kind of see every time he hits one of those enemies, it creates like this big shockwave. Well, it also works when you hit the wall with your gold balls, I guess they're called. And so at the end of the level, he's gonna start throwing those at the wall, and he's gonna kill this urchin that's behind a wall before it even comes on screen by using that shockwave feature. And that's gonna just help speed up him entering the pipe at the end without having to wait for it to move or damage boost through it. funny enough, I didn't even know that pipe was actually supposed to be for a star coin. That's not actually the normal way you're supposed to finish
Yeah,
the level.
you mentioned that because in our practice commentary, you're just like, I didn't know that was for a star coin.
Yeah. Oh.
So it looks like
so right here, J-Dude is probably gonna try to get a gold flower. Let's see if he gets it. There's a setup for
not.
it.
Yeah, he got it.
It's not that hard. Yeah, he got it.
So J-Dude is definitely going for burner clip and maybe even burner cycle.
Yeah, we can cover that later on, but just remember that name, burner clip. It's a trick that's very dumb, and it's at the very end
like
of the run.
only person that does it.
And spiders, but yeah.
And spiders, yeah, true.
Well, the top 2 runners for this game are just so. It's insane.
I think we should also mention the fact that Shobo, literally a couple hours before the relay, bopped Tompa. So Tompa
and me. He bought me too. So we have a new 4th place runner now,
which is incredible. He came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, Etiquette went for it. You can wall jump off the pipes as they spit you out. It saves a little bit of time every time you do it.
You can see J-Dude like mashing his DS trying to get that wall kick.
You have to mash B to do it. And shoutouts to Juice. He couldn't be here in the relay, but he is really bad at pipe. So M Ghost House. You just have to know. Yeah, you just have to know the doors. There's some tricky parts, but it's a pretty straightforward level. And like, fun fact about this one. The left door at the beginning is actually faster, but only if you have Tanuki. And so since we don't have Tanuki at this point in the run, we just do the right door, because it's not like it wouldn't be worth the time it takes to go get it.
So Edda is showing off the hidden platforms in that room. If you do if you do some precise jumps, you can actually get over them. I've had countless runs just like have those like platforms appear, and then I just go up the level. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, J-Dude got it too. It's harder than it looks. And Edda getting that triple jump and the wall kick at the end, really nice. I think they intend for you to do like 3 wall kicks or something, but you can do a triple jump and a wall kick. Did you mention the...
Yeah, I mentioned the flagpole, and I'm going to mention fireworks.
Okay.
So fireworks in this game work differently. So they work on double digits, but the double digits also have to equal the world number. So, for example, the world we're in currently is world 7. So, to get fireworks, Edda has to get 77.
Yeah, so there's no levels where that'll happen. So the only one where... Well, there's like 3 where it could possibly happen. FA, 6-1, 6-5. So, we'll see what happens.
So in this level is where we pick up
lagging.
Yeah. So in this level, this is where we pick up the leaf, and I assume every runner except J-Dude will be picking up 2 leaves just for a backup.
Yeah, J-Dude is gonna keep a gold flower in his reserve slot instead of a leaf. That'll come in handy later on in the run. It is a bit riskier though, because if he gets hit, he's just gonna have to finish the level as normal Mario or find another leaf. Although there are a lot of leaves in this route, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about this game is there's just heaps of leaves. Yeah, like the next level after this, after the cannon, has plenty of leaves.
Yeah, actually, every level in the run after this, besides 6 Ghost House, has a leaf. So that's really, really convenient. Unlike NSMB Wii, where only like 2 levels have the propeller.
That was shambles, that run.
It's kind of too bad that we all had not so great runs, but... Well, I didn't see everyone else, but I know me and Fate didn't.
Kibble had the fastest time, apparently, with
was
the 29:11.
Was it even sub-30? Oh, God.
29:11.
29. I should probably mention that... So Fade has the world record for NSMB Wii, and then... Me and Kibble both have really close times, and I don't think Timbo's is much off from that.
Timbo has like 26:18.
Yeah, Fade has 24:40. I have 20. Kibble has 25:49, and I guess Timbo has 26:18. So I mean, those are our normal times, and we all got way off from that. Oh, that's good. He's an M2.
That's not so too far behind.
he's probably like maybe 3 minutes if I had to guess behind.
Yeah. Still a really close game coming into this into NSMB2. Like this is a really good relay race so far.
Yeah. Let's see if Etiquette can get into this pipe off screen.
Which he did.
Oh, okay.
That's a funny thing about the vertical auto scrollers is you can go off screen, but when you're off screen, not everything loads off screen. So like pipe entrances don't load. There's actually been runs where I've jumped into the pipe, hit it, heard myself bonk, but I don't go into it because the loading zone hasn't loaded in, which I think is funny.
You might have hit the side of it, actually.
I might have hit the side of it. Maybe I wasn't holding up.
So you see Etiquette grabbed that coin block right there. That might seem like it's just for safety or something, and J-Dude actually swiped it with its tail, which is a bit faster, but the reason they grabbed that, so at the beginning of every world, if there is a coin block on the world map, it'll go through this really slow animation of like dropping down, but if you grab it before you go into World Flower, you can skip that for World Flower, so it's kind of nice.
And I think we should add that you get the coin block every 200,000 points, I assume?
Yeah, so you want to watch your coin counter. Although the runners do want it back by 6 tower. They're going to use it there.
Unless they do my janky strat where I just jump and turn off.
Oh, wow. Def Ward came really close to taking damage there. That fish at the end can be such a troll.
So again, just some basic platforming, making sure not to mess up your jumps and trying to bunk. That first jump at the start of like F1, it's actually pretty deceivingly difficult.
It's harder than you'd think. Oh, J-Dude messed up a little bit there. Okay, he saved it, I think.
Jeez, oh my god.
Wow, okay, we'll see him, I think, do it. Well, I don't know, the stream kind of cut out. There's a couple different strats you can do to activate that block. There, you can either ground pound it, or you can actually duck and like land on this Koopa, and it'll bounce you right into it. But then you go right off the edge of the platform, so you have to like save yourself with some wall jumps. So
yeah,
there's some different strats that you can do. Oh gosh, Def Ward in the invisible room.
So coming into this level, FA, I think I should say, is like it's half auto scroller pretty much. This first part is intended to be an auto scroller, but with Tanuki P speed and dash flying, which we should add, is
dash flying
a lot faster. And I'll let you explain dash flying because you can do it better.
Yeah, it's not a gigantic time save. Well, okay, it's pretty significant, I guess. So any percent, it's not a huge deal because it's not used in that many levels, but just in all of NSMB2 speedrunning, dash flying has changed everything. So when you normally fly with the Tanuki, you just hold B and you kind of slow down to a walking speed. But if you just tap B and then you hit the dash and jump buttons kind of together really fast, what happens is you don't lose any of your speed, and so you can just continue flying at your full running speed, and it saves time everywhere. It's
like how J-Dude put himself in that one block space there.
Yeah, you can do that for this level. There's a couple spaces where you can just stand the entire auto scroller and nothing happens. And we don't see it in this run, but in
Warpless.
5A. Yeah, 5A in Warpless, you can just stand there the whole time and nothing will happen. It's really not a great level design, honestly. But.
So coming into this next cannon, your momentum is fixed. So even after explaining dash flying, you might see some runners just start doing normal flying. That's actually not slower than doing dash flying, just because in cannons your momentum's fixed. You don't even have to hold Y in cannons.
Yeah, you actually can't even. You can't even spin in cannons. If you press Y, nothing happens. So it's kind of weird.
Just clipped through a block, I should add.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He was grabbing all the coins, and I guess the screen got too low, and he just clipped right through it while grabbing all the coins.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I assume he was trying to get the safety box.
That's funny. He's getting all the 1-ups there.
This next level on Edda's screen is actually a really good example of dash flying.
Yeah.
And its implications.
Wait, I don't know if you mentioned the coin counter. I'm not sure how many runners have their coin counters maxed out. I know Tompa and J-Dude do.
Edda does.
Edda does. I don't know about Def Forward. Having about 10 million coins makes the game stop counting how many coins you have after every level, so it does save time. Although it's really only after the levels you save, but still saves time. And yeah, like you said, Etiquette's gonna skip a big auto-scroll portion here at the end. You're normally supposed to wait for all these rocks, and he can just fly right over everything. That's actually, like, one of the easiest skips in this game.
Yeah, it looks hard, but it's super free.
It's easier than doing it the normal way by a long shot. Because in other categories, like Hundo and Low Percent, you have to do the auto-scroller, and it's not fun. We might see some different strats here in 6 Ghost House.
Especially J-Dude strats, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so most runners have the backup leaf so they can just damage boost through this boo at the end, but J-Dude, I think, is going to have to do the trick.
Flower.
Yeah, he doesn't have a reserve leaf, so he's going to do dash flying, where he does dash flying, but he does it backwards, and you have to do some like really tight jumps to keep your momentum going. And the reason he wants to face backwards is because the boo will only move towards you if you're facing away from it, and that'll move it away from the switch.
So
yeah, Etiquette
J-Dude nails it perfectly. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, J-Dude
like,
is
that's
really
not
good
easy.
That
is not easy too. Should add.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky. Those
Except
wall jumps that Etiquette is doing, those are not easy. Like, okay, well, it's easy to do, but not optimally. Optimally, you cleared in 7 wall jumps.
Very, very clean Ghost House from
like
both
10.
Edda and J-Dude.
Yeah, not bad at all. Optimal is 457 with the fastest strats, so that's fine. 6A, we also might see some varying strats. I don't know if Etiquette goes for the star. J-Dude's definitely going to go for this star grab. There's a hidden... it's not a hidden block, but there's a block that has a star in it. It only ends up saving like half a second if you do everything perfect. So I don't even go for it, but J-Dude probably
I should add, Def Forward just lost his leaf while trying to get it back again in an F1.
Yeah, I just saw that. I might be a couple seconds behind you, but yeah.
But that's where this game having so many backups comes in real handy, because he did lose the leaf, but because this level has plenty of leaves spare, he could just get it right back again.
Yeah, so yeah, it's true. He already got one. And you see, Etiquette got high 261 on the timer, and J-Dude's gonna get like a high 262. That was actually a really good. That was really good. So yeah, the star does save a little bit of time. 6 Tower is probably considered by most new people to this game to be the hardest level. And
honestly, it was one of the easiest strats for me to learn when I first started running.
It kind of depends on what strats you try to learn.
And getting the one cycle run P-speed, like that's really difficult to pull off.
Oh yeah, gaining P-speed without running back to the left is pretty tricky there, so that was really impressive. JD got it too. Etiquette's picking up another extra leaf. There's a couple different ways you can do this, but they're all skipping riding this platform all the way to the top, and they both did a really good job of that. So yeah, that was really cool. And Tomp was not too far behind. That
between Reservoir fight and Big Boys is really close, and Def Forward not too far behind either.
Yeah, so both runners had a really good Reservoir fight. And that can be tricky because sometimes he'll just shoot a fireball at you and there's nothing you can do about it.
So we'll see Etiquette get P-speed right at the start of the level here, whereas J-Dude will get it later on in the level. Getting P-speed right at the start of the level here just ensures that you get the ending segment, because it's a massive auto-scroller that you can pretty much skip with P-speed. If you miss the P-speed strat that J-Dude's going for, which he got perfectly, you do what I coined the Rite of Shame.
Yeah.
And just because of that P-speed strat, J-Dude's now in the lead.
Yeah. that P-speed strat, the way it works, so if you jump, your P meter goes all the way down, but if you flutter from one platform to a lower platform, it doesn't go down at all, and so you can keep running that way.
Which is perfect for that level.
It's really convenient. Yeah, it's just perfect for 6-4 and for 3 castled and warpless.
In 6-5 here, we'll see another sort of like technique used. Fluttering, no matter what, when you hit the ground after a flutter, no matter what, if you've run off a platform or something, will always make a double jump.
Yeah,
so
and
you can use this a lot.
Yeah.
This level. Triple jumping at the end here, which Eda missed. I wasn't expecting that. There's plenty of leaves in this level, so he can just get.
He'll be fine. In 6 castle too. But
Okay, so yeah, he cleared the level with
ease.
ease.
JDU got fireworks. I don't know if he did that as a joke or if he...
on the
because I didn't pay attention. So yeah, now you can see fireworks. Since he's in World 6 and he got double 6s on the clock, he gets fireworks, and that loses like 8 seconds.
Therefore, getting a death in the cannon.
Ooh. Yeah, that cannon is really hard with no Tanuki, so I don't blame him at all.
Yeah, if you watch J-Dude's screen, we'll watch. Oh, J-Dude doesn't have Leaf. Well, now he does.
Yeah,
if you watch J-Dude, he just lost it again.
Oh.
So J-Dude is going for a strat called Burner Clip, which I don't think he'll be able to get with
Oh, I'm surprised he. Okay, never mind. Yeah, this will be. Well, I don't think you can get Burner Clip without the Leaf, but I think he's just gonna do the normal gold
Leaf
route
as well. Jeez.
I'm surprised they didn't ground pound that block, because that's a consistent way to get it without getting hit by the fireballs. But...
Yeah, luckily Eda has the spare Leaf, so he'll be able to do the auto scroller skip in
Yeah, so now you're gonna see where that comes into play. Although J-Dude will make up some time against him in a bit. And I guess we should talk about that now.
Yeah.
Right?
Go ahead.
So, yeah, okay, so the big discovery for this game that was made pretty recently was, oh, J-Dude did not get a backup Leaf there. Okay.
Yeah, see. He's probably gonna get
it
last room before the boss fight.
Well, I should just point out, Etiquette got a pretty room with the Tanuki. Okay, so anyway, the big discovery that was made pretty recently is in the Bowser fight. If you kill Bowser before hitting the switch that like destroys the floor, it saves about 6 seconds on the cutscene. And so the best way to kill him ends up being to just throw one of those gold balls at him, and it insta-kills him. It ends up being faster to save a gold flower for the end of the run. And the trick we're talking about, Burner Clip.
Place again.
Ooh.
In the cannon. That's not.
That's not an easy level though. But
Eda getting the
Burner Clip
skips too.
Essentially, what that is so the normal Leaf route. Whoa, okay, that was a cool Leaf grab strat for J-Dude. But anyway, so the old route, we would damage boost in the first room of 6 castle, but since we don't have a reserve Leaf anymore, you have to clip through a burner that's right against a wall. But we didn't really get to see that, unfortunately. But so you can see right now, they're on the Bowser fight at the same time, so you can see J-Dude's gonna come out ahead because his cutscene's gonna be so much shorter than Etiquette's.
Well, they're tied. They're tied now.
Actually, they're tied. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. But
see,
unfortunately,
that's
Eda will pick up a bit of time. Eda will pick up a bit of time just because he doesn't have to damage boost and grab the Leaf.
We'll see what strats they go for. There's a strat where you do finish without Tanuki, and I guess we should talk about why you would finish the game with the Tanuki suit instead of the gold route or the gold flower. So
how many times has this race been synced up?
Right, this is so close. So this fight, it's another vertical auto scroller, and you can advance the screen after a certain amount of time for each of these phases that Bowser does. And so the easiest way to do that is to use the Tanuki, although we'll see J-Dude doing it as Gold Mario, and then he's gonna most likely take damage intentionally. And so the reason for that is because if you're Gold Mario, you can't equip any other power-up. The game won't let you, so you have to take damage, become normal Mario, and then you can get the Leaf. And so yeah, that's what he did. And they're gonna both use that to fly up at the end of the fight and hopefully hit the big switch at the end while it's still off screen, which is really tricky and has killed some good runs for everyone.
Honestly, these have been some very solid runs from everyone. Tompa,
Yeah, JD and Etiquette, I think it's 26 pace for both of them, honestly. If it's not, it's very low 27 pace, and the record for this is 20. Really solid. And Tompa, I didn't even realize Tompa's also in Bowser, not too far behind. I haven't really been watching Tompa's because I've just been so focused on Etiquette and J-Dude.
It was really cool to see the Tanuki leaf and the golden flower.
Yeah, that was so perfect.
That was so good.
You get to see the time that gold flower saves over Tanuki.
Now, Ed doing his final jump, and J-Dude at the same time doing his final jump. Both of them finishing at the exact same time. That's incredible. Look, the cutscene is synced.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow. Just what? That is insanely close. Wow, okay. Well, it's on to New Super Mario Bros. U next, so I guess we'll be turning it over to two runners and a third one in just a moment. For my team, I believe it is, who's running for my team? Curbs. Oh, Curbs, yes, Curbs.
And I've got Nerd Squared over here.
Nerd Squared, who just got a PB for this earlier today.
Which is really good. And, I think we should hand over to Carbossi and M-Chan now.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for watching. If you're interested in running NSMB2, be sure to join the Discord. Ask me or anyone else questions, J-Dude, Juice. I'm sure, we all know a lot about this game, and it's a ton of fun to run. And more than just any percent, there are other categories that just have so much more to them. But any percent is a great place to start. So if you want to run this, just hit us up.
Alrighty.
With that, turning it over to everyone else with NSMBUs. See y'all later.
Peace.
Okay, what's up everyone? I am M-Chan, and today I am joined by...
Carbossi.
Alright, and this is New Super Mario Bros. U. This is the launch game for the Nintendo Wii U, the first game in the NSMB series. The mechanics of this game plays a lot similar to New Super Mario Bros. Wii, except this time around, the new power-up is the Super Acorn. The Super Acorn allows you to turn to a squirrel, and you can basically glide in various places of every level. So as you can see right here on the first level, how useful the Super Acorn is. So you want to be able to keep this throughout basically the entire run if you can. If you do lose it at some point, there are backups in later levels.
Yeah, and this is also the longest, I think, of the 4 NSMB NSMB games.
Yes, this is about a 40-minute run, if done well. Unfortunately, though, this is the hardest game in the NSMB series in terms of speedrunning. You'll be seeing a lot of hard tricks in this run. So one minor time save that you're seeing Curbs do here on Team Deluxe Dudes is that anytime that he's running, he actually does a small jump and a fly right off the bat, and that actually gets him to max speed a little bit faster. So it saves a few frames every time that he does that. Looks like Deathward go on.
And also he's going for the first secret exit in this run right now, which will take him to one blooper, which goes to World 4.
So it looks like Depard is struggling on NSMB2 for on the 6- tower. It's a very hard level, and it doesn't look like he has a backup leaf, so he's taking that part slow. Alright, so yeah, we have Little Curbs 14 on Deluxe Dudes, Nerd Squared on Team Toadette, and then Big Boys is on, for Big Boys is Sumbro You Don't Know. Curbs was the former world record holder of this game, and he's really amazing. Sumbro is also a really good runner. Nerd, one of the newer players, but he is he has room to go with, to work with as of right now. So it looks like Sumbro just got Fireworks right off the bat. Getting Fireworks in this game loses about 15 seconds the first time you get Fireworks. As you can see there, he got a Mushroom. So it's not going to be that useful unless he dies somewhere. So early time loss, but he can make that up. So this water level right here, there's not really a whole lot to talk about this water level. Although, in this, okay, good. Curbs got that. So that right there is called Blooper Skip. If you skid your head on the left side of that pipe, then you can get inside the pipe transition and not get hit by that blooper. It's very risky to go for, especially as early on. Looks like Nerd is not going for it. It is a very tricky thing to go for.
Little Curbs is now getting into World 5, and if you played it normally without the secret exit, it would trigger an airship level, but since you take the secret exit, it's not really.
Oh yeah, and the airship is a pain. So one of the reasons that makes Mario U a very long speed game compared to the rest of the series is because there's a lot of downtime. As you probably saw in the second level, where you saw Peach's castle turn all evil looking. There are 3 cutscenes of that, and then right here at the end of this level, there's a Miiverse prompt that's telling you to post your thoughts about the game on Miiverse. That is taken away in the new deluxe version that has recently been released on the Nintendo Switch. But all these runners right here are playing on the Wii U version. In fact, the new deluxe version is actually a slower speed run because due to the fact that the load times are significantly slower. So in the level that Curbs is on, if you play this level well, then the cycle of this level depends on the music. The enemies dance to the rhythm of the music, and so one of the Koopas that he just passed will be at the same spot as long as he plays the level exactly the same way, and it depends on the music.
Sumbro now also getting into World 5.
So you're seeing spin jumping being utilized a lot in this run. Spin jumping is very overpowered in this game compared to New Super Mario Bros. Wii. If you have the Super Acorn, the spin jump is the height of a triple jump, so that is utilized a lot to get past things that a normal jump wouldn't be able to clear. I just saw right there with Nerd spin jumping over that huge piranha plant. You cannot otherwise do that with a regular jump. Okay, so all 3 players not having too much trouble. World 5 is a very tough world in this midway point of the run. Oh, Deffer taking a death in the final level. Okay, so Curbs is doing 5-3 now. 5-3 saves about 4 seconds over 5-2, but 5-3 is a lot harder to do. I can probably imagine he's gonna make it look really easy, as you can see.
But squared actually going to 5-2 instead of 5-3.
Yeah. So 5-2 on the other hand is a much easier level and much safer to do in a race setting like this. If you do not have any acorns coming out of 5-1, then this is the level that you probably want to do because 5-2 has a lot of acorns, whereas 5-3 has no acorns. And having an acorn coming into the next level that Curbs is coming into will save a significant amount of time. So Curbs is going to attempt a trick called Tower Skip. This first part right here, it's really easy. All you have to do is wait right there, and there's a pipe underneath that he just went underneath, and that actually skips about half the level right away. And then the real tower skip is coming up in the second room. Defford waiting behind these walls right here. That is a nice safe strat if your cycle is off in this room that he's in. Okay, Curbs got tower skip. That is not as easy as it looks. Oh, Defford getting hit there. So Boom Boom is very straightforward. You just hit him 3 times, and that's pretty much it. Nothing much to say. Nothing much else to say. Looks like Nerd is not going for tower skip. It is a very tough trick. So he's gonna do it that way. That's the more safer method. Whereas if you fail tower skip, you will still survive. The block that he stood on contains an acorn power up, so he does have like another chance to go for it if he did fail it. But thankfully he got it on his first try. Andrew's struggling a little bit there on tower skip, and he gets it. So all 3 runners that are on tower skip got it.
Little Curbs now on his way to the second secret exit in this run, which will take you to 5 Beetle, which is also an auto scroller, and then going straight into.
Yeah, so what he's doing right here, this is another auto scroller skip. Normally you have to wait for the platform to rise up so he can get up to where he is, but he can skip that, and that's also not as easy as it looks. The way he just did it is very scary because if you mess up, that ghost can be at a bad spot. Alright, so Defford is finishing up his Bowser fight soon, and then soon after Defford will be the world record holder Mitch_MM. If anything, Mitch can easily make up a bunch of time here if the runners here struggle at some point, because New Super Mario Bros. U has some of the most punishing tricks out of the whole series, and it's very easy to lose minutes if something goes wrong in Mario U. So Nerd got past the secret exit. Or, no. Well, Nerd got past the auto-scroller. And Andrew got past it as well. Meanwhile, I believe Deffer is on the 3rd phase for Mario 2. So one of the things that you can do in the level that Curbs is on is you can jump on these Parabeetles to get some 1-ups. Which I believe he's doing, which would be nice in case he does die a lot of times. But knowing Curbs at his caliber of skill, you probably won't see that much. All right, so Depward is done, and now it is Mitch up for New Super Mario Bros. U. That was very scary on Curbs. The bottom of the Parabeetles can hit you, so he would have lost Acorn if that happened. Alright, so Curbs is past the secret exit, or the secret level, and now he's onto World 7. Doesn't look like they have Mitch's game feed up. Hopefully they'll get that in soon. But 7-1 right here, this is... oh, messed up there. But 7-1 is a very scary level, as you can see. You normally have to ride this large cloud, but as you can see with the Acorn power-up, you can skip having to do that by doing some very precise movement. And there is also another skip right here past this checkpoint. So this is actually, this looks scarier. This looks really scary, and that's because it is as scary as it looks. And Curbs gets it. Okay, so they got Mitch up now. Mitch is on 1-1. And it looks like Nerd is not going for the cloud skip, which is respectable because the cloud skip is very hard to do. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Curb's doing 7-3. This is another. It's not a tough level. So there's these moving platforms that move either left or right depending on which direction it indicates. You obviously want to move on the ones that go. You want to stand on the ones that go right, because that gives you more momentum. And that double spin that he just did right there is very hard. If you mess any of that up, he would have either lost momentum or got hit by the Koopa Troopa. If you got hit by the Koopa Troopa, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because there's an Acorn power up in the next level. So this level is one of the hardest levels to do in the run. There's a lot of these moving blocks that are on I believe they're on a universal cycle. So if you mess anything up, then your cycle will be off. Not only that, but the very end of the level is RNG. Oh, Curb's taking a hit there. So that is a chance for the other teams to catch up, because not having Acorn for this level loses a lot of time. Okay, gets the Acorn right there, but unfortunately now he has to adapt to what cycle he gets. Yeah, that Fireball's on a very awkward position. We'll see how the rest of this goes. Takes it safe. I don't blame him. Okay, not bad. Nerd lost Acorn, so he has to... Okay, he got past that part. Ooh. Okay, so Kamek on right here is random. Basically, the blocks that he spawns out are random, and then where he spawns is random. But the third hit is always the same. The third hit he will always spawn in the middle. So pretty much for hits 1 and 2, it's basically a guessing game as to where he's going to be at. There is an early hit that you can do, but again, that is random whether or not you can get the early first hits, which would be the most optimal Kamek fight.
Mitch now almost finishing up one blue, and then also going on to World 5.
So 7 Ghost House is a very complicated level, casually, but obviously, since these guys are speedrunners, they know exactly where to go. Not really a whole lot to say. It looks like Andrew just did not get the good RNG for Kamek, so he has to take Kamek a little bit slower. But there we go. Oh, okay. So maybe he missed the third hit. That's what I can guess. But thankfully he made it out of Kamek with an Acorn. So he's still not that far behind. He's now pulled ahead of Team Toadette. All right, so we'll see how Nerd's Kamek fight goes. Losing Acorn right there. Okay, so the next level that Curbs is heading up to is a ridiculously painful level without Acorn. So we'll see what he does in the next level. Unfortunately, Nerd not getting the second hit, so he has to take this fight slow. So far, Curbs being the only person to get the good Kamek fight. Mitch looks like he got the cycle that matters the most in 5-1. So if these runners are really, really good, then there is a cycle skip that you can do in this level. But given that this is a race, I can probably imagine that these guys are probably not going to go for the cycle skip. Herb's almost dying right there. That's really close. It's really easy to mess up in this level and then get crushed in between those moving blocks. So this can actually give the other two teams a chance to catch up here. Okay, looks like Herbs did not have too much trouble going through Ludwig's Castle.
And Mitch also going for 5-3, not the easier 5.
Yeah, it looks like given that like Mitch is aware of how attacks 2 and 3 are the same. Basically, as you can see right here, it's the first.
Emshan having a bit of microphone problems, so it's gonna be away for a bit. So Sumbro also now entering Airship, which is an auto-scroller.
All right. So anyway, Andrew did not have Acorn coming into the Ludwig fight before my mic decided to screw up there. Meanwhile, as you can see, with Nerd keeping Acorn all the way up to the Ludwig fight, he had Acorn, so he was able to skip the attack phase for the first hit of Ludwig. So that saves just a little bit of time. I want to say about maybe less than 10 seconds.
Nerd Squared now also entering 5 Airship. And Mitch is finishing up 5 Ghost.
So all 4 teams are now on an auto-scroller level. Not much to say here.
Little Curbs now going into the Bowser Jr. fight, in which, yeah, Bowser Jr. will always throw his arms on the ground, which you then have to climb, or just, which you would normally have to climb, but with the Acorn you can just fly.
Yeah, and the strat is actually not as easy as it looks, because Bowser Jr. actually has a really bad hitbox. So sometimes it'll look like, you know, you can just, sometimes you'll just go through him, or he just knocks you back. It is a disaster of a fight if you're doing it normally. Alright, I'm probably going to have Defward come in here now, so I can prepare myself for New Super Luigi U, which is the run coming up next. So, good luck, Carbos, and hopefully Defward can lead you. Hopefully you and Defward can lead you through the rest of New Super Mario Bros. U.
Good luck to you.
Yes, I'm Deford, I'm here instead of M-Chan.
Little Curbs now entering 8-1, which, yeah, is kind of awkward when meteors just don't play in your favor.
Little Cups got hit there. That's really unfortunate for him.
Nerd Squared also preserving his, oh, never mind. Getting hit at the buzzer. Trying to reach Bowser Jr.'s.
Interestingly enough, Little Cups tries to get the power acorn, the super power acorn. It basically does the same as the normal power acorn, just that you can spin jump as often as you want to.
Sombro and Lil Curves both entering an auto-scroller level, which gladly you can actually skip. Oh, but Sombro takes a death.
But it looks like Lil Cups is going to do the skip perfectly. Yes, he did. That's really fortunate for him. Nerds is now also entering the 8th world.
And Mitch is now entering the Kamek fight.
Good luck with the NG, Mitch.
Getting the double hit. And triple.
That was a perfect fight. This actually allows my Team Rosette to get a little bit time. Oh, Sombro lost his Acorn on you. That's really unfortunate for him.
When taking another hit.
But he still got the skip.
Lil Curves now entering the second to last stage. And Nerd Squared also. And Nerd Squared starting the.
Lil Cups is doing a great job with the elevator skip. And one important thing you have to know about the elevator skip is that if you go upwards enough, the elevator comes with you.
And Sombro taking another death in 8-3. Lil Curves actually still getting elevator skip.
Yes, luckily he does it. Sombro does take the star, so. And Mitch is finishing the ghost house, while Lil Cups is going to enter the last level.
So in the last stage there's the Bowser Jr. clown car, which you can actually use to your advantage by letting it push you from behind, which makes you a lot faster. Like that.
But it's also kinda risky because he might push you in a weird space you don't want to be. Nerd also finished the auto-scroller.
Sombro lost his Acorn, so he can't really do elevator skip.
He also got hit once again. And he's pretty close close to the lava, so he might die once, but I think he does.
Close. It's getting close. And Little Curb's now going on to the final fight with Bowser.
As you can see, poor Peach is kept in his tower and now being shut away. That's really nasty from you, Bowser.
And in this fight you have to kick Bowser Jr. out of his clown car and use it to jump onto and use it to ground pound onto Bowser. Oh, and Lil Curb's taken.
He also can be lucky and take his car back again, which it looks like he can't do it now. Oh yes, he does it.
Sombro now also finishing the last normal level.
The second hit for Little Curb.
And Mitch almost getting crushed while trying to get. And Lil Curb's making the last hit.
Yeah. And while Lil wins the game, Nerd gets another useful acorn for his last few levels. Which he uses right now. Oh, and unfortunately Sambo dies once in the last level.
Nerd Squared not going for elevator skip.
Conman Gamma joined with New Super Luigi U. The thing with New Super Luigi U is that it's basically the same game as New Super Mario Bros. U, but you have a little bit different physics and the levels are completely different. And you also only have 100 seconds per level. But as you can see, the story and the map is 100% the same.
Sombro now also going into the last portion of the game.
And in the down left part of the screen from Conan Gamer, you can see how Luigi is completely different from the controls.
Yeah, he's way more slippery and also has a higher jump. And Nerd Squared now also finishing up the second to last level.
Nerd Square also goes to the last level.
And in the bottom left, we see that Common Gamer has, has the star for the whole level, since in some coin blocks it's just another star if you already have one. And Nerd Squared also not trying to get pushed into oblivion by the Bowser Jr. car, and instead just waiting it out. Oh, and Sumbro taking the death at the final.
Oh, that's a huge time loss.
And now Team Tourette is getting a lead onto Big Boy. And in the bottom left, you can also see that Common Gamer has switched to Nabbit, which is basically a god. He can't be hit, but also can't take any items. So you're not gonna see any Acorn, Nabbit or something.
Interestingly enough, in the New Super Mario Bros. U DX version, he is also called the easiest mode.
And Mitch now finishing up 7 airship and going on to World 8.
Nerd is now entering the last portion of the final boss. And so Sumbro you don't know.
And Sumbro now finishing up the game. Common Gamer has switched back to Luigi from having gone to Nabbit for one blooper and... Okay, Mitch. From using Nabbit in one blooper and 5.
Oh, Nerd loses his clown car, that's really unfortunate. And he maybe even die. I mean, I hope he does.
And Hard Pelican now playing NSLU for Team Big Boys.
But Nerd got the clown car and but he lost it again. But now he has it, and is he getting the hit? Yes, he has, and now he also has basically finished the game.
And with this, only Mitch SMO remains to finish NSMBU. Harv Pelican now entering 1-1. Oh, but Harv Pelican losing his acorn just before finishing.
But luckily enough, he can get it back. So it's not a huge time loss, just maybe 2 or 3 seconds.
Mitch SMO now also going on to the second to last level. And for Team Toadette now playing NSLU is Ledgers. Mitch also not doing elevator skip.
So I think we only have seen the elevator skip once, and I think it has been by Team Toadette. So huge shout outs to Team Toadette for showing us this awesome trick.
And Common Gamer abusing the star to just murder all of the boo. And Common Gamer now also going into the Beetle level.
Mitch now has finished the second to last level, and can proceed to the last one. Let's look if he does abuse Bowser Jr.'s card.
Mitch SMO not having Acorn, so that's a bit unfortunate. And Common Gamer now starting up World 7.
Mitch now has defeated the first boss. And Common Game has finished this level.
And Common Gamer going into World 7-2. And Hard Pelican going into World 5-2, which are both different from the normal NSMBU route, which would utilize 5-3 and 7-3.
Mitch showed us another flexing picture.
And Mitch about to finish up the last Bowser fight and getting his team into NSLU. And Ledger's going into 5-3. And Common Gamer getting all 3 hits.
And Mitch finishes the game. So now it's time for Mchan to come back.
Okay, that's something.
Yeah, it looks like he's really proud of his one. Yeah.
And Hard Pelican and Common Gamer both finishing up a Ghost House. And Common Gamer's now doing 7 Castle, which is also cycle based by these blocks, just like in NSM. Oh, and also one thing we forgot to mention is that before every boss you just get 100 seconds plus.
Oh yes, we totally forgot. Amgen cleared his first level.
And Ledgers is now also finishing up 5 Ghost Hours. Common Gamer has finished 7 Castle and is now going on to the airship.
Also, one thing you should know about Amgen is that he is the third best player of this game. At least in the normal category of this game.
And 7 Airship is still an auto-scroller, just like in NSMBU.
Though most of it can be skipped if you have some, let's say, luck.
Oh, but Common Gamer losing his acorn and taking it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And even though both of these maps are the same, there are some slight route differences you could make. Like for example, using 7.2 instead of 7.3, which would still be faster. Or not faster, but like, wouldn't lose as much. Or actually, I don't know.
But now Common made this.
And Ledger's now entering World 7.
And Amgen is entering World 5.
And yeah, the Bowser Jr. fight is almost exactly the same as in the SMBU game.
Oh, but unfortunately Common gets hit, so he has to wait a couple of seconds.
Also doesn't manage to hit Bowser while he's trying to destroy the ground.
But at least he gets this hit.
And Ledger's now also entering 7.2. And as Common finishes the airship, Hard Pelican is starting the Kamek.
This was the first hit, the second. And looks like this RNG is really good this time.
Ho-ho!
And Emchan also going for 5-3.
Common now is entering the last world.
Yeah, Common with a quite big lead, leading into the last world.
Yes, and Ledgers is now going to the Kamek fight. And something we forgot to mention is that today is his birthday, so we're going to sing a small song for him. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Oh, Common dying. And now we can start.
Oh yeah. The song, don't forget it. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Latchers. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
And Conan taking the secret exit in 8-1.
This is also the difference between SMBU and NSLU. Because unlike in NSMBU, this isn't an autoscroller.
And also one thing that's only in NSLU are in every level there's a secret Luigi. Secret Luigi, either it's Pixel, it's a statue like in 8-1, or something.
Oh, Hard Pelican gets hit, and so he can't do the fast fight.
Oh, Common taking another death. Emchan now entering the Beetle autoscroller, and Hard Pelican the autoscroller.
And Common is entering the current event. In this level, you can also do the elevator. Though he doesn't do it.
One thing you can also do in this game is do spin jump wall jumps, which actually gain you height, so you can save yourself if you make a mistake.
But it just works because of the slippery mechanics we have in this game.
And Common now going on to the final level and wrapping it up for Deluxe Dudes.
Hard Pelican finished the airship and Ledgers entered it.
And Common's now playing the last level with Nebbit, and instead of being pushed by the Bowser Jr. car actually jumps on it.
Maybe you want to tell Bowser Jr. that he's too good for him.
And now going into the final portions of this game. While M-Chan is going into 7-1. And Ledger's finishing the Bowser Jr. fight flawlessly. Oh yeah, and you can activate now by, I think, pressing ZL and A, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was, but I'm not 100% sure.
And there's the first hit for Conman Gamer. And Conman Gamer wrapping it up for the Deluxe Dudes. Congratulations to.
Congrats for the Deluxe Dudes on winning this relay. I think they've been a really strong team and have made a lot of mistakes.
And M-Chan getting the triple hit.
I think everyone did get the triple hit this time.
I think so.
Yeah.
And Team Big Boys being about a stage ahead of Team Toadette.
But that does mean that Team Toadette still can win.
Yeah, there's nothing set in stone yet.
Yes, I mean, if Heartbreak can dice in a really unfortunate space, which always can happen. Though I think he did the elevator skip. Yes, he did.
And now moving on to the final level. So for Team Toadette to catch up, he'll have to at least get one death. And Ledger's also finishing up the second to last level. And while Hard Pelican is entering the Bowser fight, Ledgers is entering.
Wait, Hard Pelican did the Bowser skip? A Bowser jump?
And Common Game following with the picture chat.
Yeah. Isn't this from PictoChat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good old times.
Good old times. I mean, and was it back in 2008 or 2009 maybe?
Yeah, like 2006, I think. Like the DS came out 2006. Or
But I think it has been added to with the Nintendo DSi.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I think my DS Lite has it.
Oh really? Wow, that's actually really interesting to know.
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
I mean, maybe it's just like that some models have it, but mine doesn't. So Hard Pelican now entering the final stage, as Ledgers just finished the first stage of the Bowser fight. And Hard Pelican doing this stage with Luigi instead of Nabbit, which Common Gamer. And Mchan now entering the airship auto-scroller.
Yeah. Also, Hard Pelican is just one hit ahead of Ledger, so if he misses up 1 or 2 times, Team Toadette might be able to get the second place.
Oh, and he loses the clown car, but instantly gets it back.
Still got it back, so.
And he's done. Congratulations to Big Boys for getting second place.
Yes. So, 2 absolute great teams, I would say.
Big Boys not having the best start, but then playing strong in NSMBW and the whole other route. Mchan now finishing up a 7 airship. And congratulations also to Team Toadette for getting 3rd place.
Yeah, but sad enough, Team Rosette is the last place.
But that doesn't mean that they are bad or anything, it's just that maybe they had some bad luck, but it's still a pretty interesting race.
They still did a couple of really good runs. So.
Yeah.
Also, I think one world difference is not that bad if you compare to, for example, other days we had.
And Common Gamer. Wait, what even?
I don't know what this is.
Explain, Common, please.
I mean, it looks like he has a lot of fun now.
Yeah. I mean, it's rivaling Mitch's drawing skills.
I think Mitch still was a little bit better.
Yeah, Mitch still won.
It looks like it's a picture of Mayumi, though I have to say that I don't know who she is.
It isn't. And Ledger's entering the meme maker skip, while Mchan is doing 8-1.
Yeah, but I mean, at least we can see the credits at Hard Pelican's screen.
Yeah.
But let's look at what awesome stuff
And
Latchas is doing for us. What's comment doing?
Common gamers playing Uno while Latchas is doing whatever he does best.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been funny if we now would have made another new NSAU one. What's going
And then no. And no entry. 8-4. Well, this is one way to enter relay.
Yes, it is. I mean, what is he even trying to do?
Good question. I have no clue.
I mean, maybe he's going to explain it us later.
I mean, we have some quality gameplay on both screens of Ledgers and Common Gamer right now.
Yes,
And,
of course.
it's Andre. Makes sense. Who else?
Yeah, but I mean, just Hardplay can stream looks like maybe it's finished. That's really sad.
Yeah. And Mchan now entering the current.
Yes. But I mean, at least right now we have 3 different games we can look at.
True.
We also might should take Mitch stream instead of Hard Pelican stream because he now said that he's doing Meme City.
And
What's
Mchan
that
now
we
going
can-
on to the final stage.
Yes.
What do you miss that thing?
I have no idea.
And Mchan also doing the final stage with Luigi.
So we'll probably see another skip. But it would be really fun if Common Gamer and Mchan finish at the same time.
Yeah. So yeah, Mchan going to wrap up this relay if he doesn't die anymore, which I don't think he will.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
He's pretty safe.
Yeah, I think he hasn't messed up any relay we had.
No. I mean, there weren't really many mistakes in this run either. I don't think there was a death.
I think there wasn't from any player.
I think Common Gamer died once in 8-4, I think. Or twice.
Oh yes, I think he did.
So like,
But
very
let's say no
strong
major death.
SLU runs overall. So starting this relay strong with 4 very good NSMB runs and then ending it with 4 good NSLU runs.
That's how
We
it should
just
be.
We just won't talk about NSMBW. And Ledger's playing SM64 now.
Yes, I mean, there's another way of doing interesting things. I mean, if he would make a 0-star one, I think he wouldn't be able to finish it.
Nah. Ooh, getting hit. Mchan getting the hit.
Yeah. So one more hit for M-Chan he has to get.
And that's it. That's the relay.
Game over. That have been really good runs.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting from start to finish.
Yes,
So
especially the
very close till the end.
yes, Big Boys also has been. So hello M-Chan, I think you're doing the last words.
What's that?
I just said hey, so you're going to do the last words of this relay?
Yeah. This is that was a lot of fun. A lot of unfortunate stuff happened in for some players, and then at the same time, some other players had really good runs. But I'd say that was a pretty fun relay.
Am I allowed to join here?
I guess so. Yeah. So I think Latches and I are both gonna close the relay. So
Rest in peace, Alec, with the food poisoning.
Oh yeah. Hopefully Alec recovers from his food poisoning. Yeah. So I believe we beat our the last year's relay time.
I'm pretty sure we did. I think it was like 3 hours and 30 minutes.
No, it was not that.
No, it was not.
Yeah. I would have to look it up for sure, but I believe we beat it by a little bit, as far as the first team is concerned. So,
Oh yeah, the first teams. I thought you meant the whole thing.
But congratulations, Deluxe Dudes, on the victory. We have we have what? TGR Josh.
You video games.
J-Dude.
Curbs and Conman.
Little Curbs and Conman Gamer. Congratulations. Who got second? Was it Big Boys that got second?
It was Big Boys, yeah. Only just though.
Yeah, it was Big Boys.
Pain Pita, Sir Kibble. Oh my gosh, I can't name names off the top of my head right now.
I've got it here. Tompa.
Sombra
and Head.
Sombra, you don't know, and then Hard Pelican. Good job, Team Toadette, for third place. Moist and Wall, Fade Vanity, Etiquette, Nerd Squared, and Latchers.
And myself.
And then finally, myself, our team, Team Bowsette, Yipley42, Timba,
Deford, Mitch,
and myself. So that was a really fun relay.
Very close for most of it too.
Yeah, especially early on with All Things Considered, that was really good. So we didn't go over the estimate, which is nice.
Etiquette and J-Dude finishing NSMB2 at the exact same time.
Oh yeah, that was really fun to watch.
That was really fun to commentate.
Yeah. Also, I keep forgetting to mention this, but shoutouts to Six Rocks for making the awesome layout for all 3 of our relay races so far. He's a really awesome guy. You guys should definitely check out Six Rocks. Props to him for taking his time to create making this relay, helping us out with the layout. Shouts to all the runners for participating. Shouts for all the commentators for helping out. and everybody else for watching. I want to also shout out to the Speed Gaming staff for letting us host this relay onto this channel. It's Speed Gaming has really awesome events going on throughout their channel. You guys should definitely check out all of their projects. There's currently a Darker Side tournament, Metroid Zero Mission, A Link to the Past Randomizer, and there's all other projects going on Speed Gaming. You guys should definitely check out their stuff. They have amazing content every day. And with that, I believe that is it for us.
We must go adieu.
What did you think? What did you think of the relay?
Me?
I think
I don't know. I thought the relay was really fun. Everyone did an alright run, considering all things considered. Well, I saw someone in chat said, "Are we just gonna pretend that World 5 and NSMB Wii didn't happen?" Very close as well. Very close.
What about you guys on commentary, Carboss and Deford? What do you guys think of the relay?
Well, I think the relay was really fun. We had a lot of awesome runs, and I think in average, I think everyone gave their best. I think this was awesome.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it was like a very close race and not really many errors except for like the World 5 and NSMBW, but that just happens in a marathon race setting.
Yeah. All right then. Well, I'm glad that the race turned out the way it turned out. Yeah. So again, thanks everyone for watching the relay race, and hopefully there will be another one this summer. It depends. So
especially with New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe coming out.
Oh yeah. Well, it is out now, but yeah.
Hope to see more runners on that too.
Yeah, in the deluxe version, we've definitely seen an increase in the community when deluxe came out. So hopefully we can feature that in our next relay race, possibly. All right. So and with that, I believe that's everything else that we have here. So thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned.
Make sure to follow every runner.
Yep, follow every runner. All 20 of us run not just our main speed games, but also other stuff as well.
And with that, I guess we must go.